Hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder. Well, the party's walking into a hellstorm. Where last we left our party... Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Makes a talk by the toe. If they holler, let it go. Eeny, miny curls.
Shit. Oh god, Jesus.
I actually have to stop myself because I'm so used to doing it.
I mean, it was a weird session because, like, nothing happened, but a lot happened.
Yeah. How much of this can I say is the real question.
Yeah, there was a lot of personal stuff.
We did a lot of cleanup after Varys died that one time.
Like a bitch.
And we spent a session in a tavern, kind of trying to deal with it. Legacy had a conversation with Kirok, which we all overheard, and was very painful for everyone involved, which possibly involved some kind of simulacrum.
Or multiple.
Or multiple simulacrum.
I'm just going to call them weird clones because...
Yeah.
How about you call them your mate?
So.
You don't know that! I'm gonna get told off because I'm being very loud.
What else happened? Lots of RP that I can't talk about. Ravs
left.
Yeah, Ravs about to say. Ravs Duran left us a note saying that he had to leave us because he was going to go and try and fix this whole dragon situation that he started. Left us his charm of opening.
There's 4 charges, I think.
I've written this down in big letters, so I'm assuming this was important. The black dot on Varys' finger has gotten bigger. Yep. From the oldie vampire pact. The
fun stuff.
And then some fun stuff happened that I can't talk about. And then Rockfen turned up, and they told us that there were hill giants heading towards Phandalin. They were kind of just like prowling about. There were 6 or 7 of them, and we were going to go to Phandalin ASAP.
Yep.
Because
after one.
There was absolutely zero arguing on that matter.
Yes, one of your party members was totally not saying, okay, so how can we make this? And we're like, we're going! It's like, okay, dude.
So I know we're going, but we also have to do this thing. We know, we're going.
Who is fucking with their mic right now? Someone is. Who's fucking with their mic?
Not me.
It's coming. Yeah.
No, that wouldn't make sense, that. No, that's you, Stacey.
It is coming from Stacey.
What are you hearing?
You're bumping off of something.
Oh, it could be the fact that I got 2 pairs of headphones on, so...
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do, Turk. That'll do.
I think I left on 1 level of exhaustion.
Yes, you are on 1 level of exhaustion.
So, disadvantage on ability checks. Okay, I'll remember that.
So, you are all flying atop of your majestic, multicolored rock. Where are you going?
To Phandalin!
You're heading straight there?
Yep.
Okay.
We've used the Huru measuring bar to establish that we can get there in just under a day.
Okay, that you can do.
Do we take breaks along the way, or is it a straight flight?
Let me read. I think Huru does take a break.
There are pauses that you do have to take.
So there's
pauses.
time for a short rest on the journey.
He has to take a rest. It's in his.
He has to rest multiple times.
Short rest, please.
Okay. Can we count that as a short rest?
Please. Sure.
1 hour rest every 3 hours.
Yeah, I'd say you'd have had a short rest in that time. Because you can finally regain your hit dice.
Yeah. The measuring bar takes rests into account as to how far he can travel.
Oh, sweet. Half of my hit dice did exactly the amount of health I needed. No,
wait, why were you not full health? Oh, is it an exhaustion thing?
The exhaustion thing.
Okay.
There we go. I'm good. Yeah, exhaustion made it so my max health was 25. I then got rid of that, so I've only got 20. I've only got half health. But I've now just used 7 hit dice to get back to full health.
I'm going to say, just for flavour, that we didn't take an exactly straight line. It's, if you plotted it on the map, it'd be more of a curve, because at one point Kirok sort of zoned out a little bit because she was thinking about stuff, and then realised that Huru was going slightly the wrong way and had to pull him back on course.
You're going a little bit like, if you follow my thing, you're going a little...
Yeah, slightly there, and then realised, whoops!
By the way, guys, that's 120 miles.
Yep.
In a day.
Yep.
You gave this to us.
A maximum of 144 miles per day is how far he can fly.
You guys fly over Helm's Hold, this mighty fortress that's inside of Neverwinter. You fly past the Neverwinter Wood, a thicket that you've had much experience with. You careen slightly following the high road. As you do, give me perception checks, folks.
All round?
Actually, nah, hang on. I need to take down your guys' passive perception.
14.
14? Ash is a 10. Rock is a 10.
I'm also
Wait,
Glory.
I have, oh yeah. Wait, passive perception is 10 plus perception, right?
Wisdom modifier.
Wisdom
Then
plus
that's not correct, mine's 12.
8.
Yeah, mine should be
Yeah,
11.
Proficient in perception. If you're proficient, it's plus.
It's plus whatever your perception skill is, which for Kirok is plus 2,
Oh,
so it's 12.
then mine's 15.
15?
Can
I
I
think it
ask how you're
changed
calculating
Mine should be
that?
15, but it's not
It's
listed as
10
15.
plus whatever your perception modifier is.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
15.
I
Okay,
am the
mine's
highest
right
out of
there.
you guys anyway is a 15, I think. Anyone with a passive perception of 15, I'll say you can go ahead and make a roll.
Okay.
Dice, stop giving me away that I'm rolling. Fuck. Loud bastards.
Thank you, Nemo.
You don't need to worry about him anyway.
Nemo won't know what we're noticing. If it's what I think it is. I don't know.
I'm looking for the book. Yeah. Wrong book. Where's the... There it is. I have too many Dungeons and Dragons books.
Nonsense!
I literally pulled out 3 books going, no, fuck, wait.
Okay, so if you... On the settings page, while he's looking, on the settings page, if you edit your passive perception modifier and then delete it, it will correct it.
Yeah, I
Do
just
not ask
did
me
that.
why. Because I put +5 in there and it made it 20, so I took that out and then
Yeah,
it's...
same. The exact same thing.
Let's see.
I just finished doing it, she was starting to say that.
Yeah.
What is he looking at?
Your mother.
This does not bode well.
Who would like to roll
Suddenly,
the
Varys'
D100?
mother attacks us.
Oh, can I do it? I feel like
Sure.
it. D100, yeah?
Go on, boy. That's a high number!
2 fat ladies. 88.
Okay, you are currently traveling over the road and...
I couldn't tell if he was like gasping or whether he was like...
I'm gonna cough.
Millie gasp.
You see a massive battlefield underneath you
Ew.
as you fly over about 60 miles from Neverwinter, along the high road, closer towards the Neverwinter Woodside. You do see corpses, some of which are large humanoid corpses. You do see from a distance are giants. There's 2 dead frost giants. And a lot of small figures that you don't recognize or can't really make the difference out. You guys are flying at like 200 feet in the air, but you can definitely see, you know, okay, that's a humanoid figure that I can see from the ground. That's definitely a giant. And, oh, look, it's blue. Fucking frost giant. So you guys are able to make that out. So you do see a bloody battlefield.
Hey, look, a bloody battlefield.
That doesn't bode well.
What? We wouldn't know that. So I'm not.
Currently, there are carrion birds and wolves picking at corpses.
Yeah, I'm gonna point that out.
Oh shit.
And actually, this is how I can tell this. There are 12 corpses dotted around the two giants.
Hmm.
Okay. Traveling along further. Yes, Kay?
Yeah.
It was just a quick question. Gregor, do we know what gate he left out of in Neverwinter?
North
He
Gate.
got chased out of the city? North Gate.
He got
okay.
chased out the North Gate.
We would know that, right?
Yeah, you
we
guys got told
about
that.
it as an update 'cause it's in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
So he's headed towards somewhere in the north. Where something like him could definitely hide quite easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys continue flying as it starts getting towards night. The sun starts to set. You can see it in the distance over the horizon of the Sea of Swords. And it's just setting. Darker does the night progress. It gets colder up above with Huru. And eventually you find yourselves seeing a large trail of destruction leading from the forest towards the city you know. Seeing it, you see budding trees returning and corpses and rotted other pieces left. The remnants of the first giant assault that you guys fended off long ago. You fly to the outskirts of the city, the northern side, which you have traveled in dozens of times. As you do, it is just getting to nightfall, and the silhouette of Huru is not even visible from the distance. You're about 200, 300 feet outside of town. You land down, and you summon away Huru. And welcome home.
Oh man. Oh.
Whilst there is
It's been
still
35 years.
Feels
actually
like
it's
it.
been a year.
5 years
Been a year.
later.
It's been at least a year because we had a 7-month break.
Yeah.
You guys enter in. You see to your respective areas from before. There is the graveyard as you enter in. There's the small houses that were burnt down in the hobgoblin attack with bugbears that you have seen that are now
I
fully
charged into
rebuilt.
that house while it was on fire.
You ran into that house like a
Yeah.
hero.
I take it Zero cops on to the fact that they've been here before, and this is something.
The
This place
look
is something
on
foreign to them.
these, the look on their faces very strongly indicates that this is definitely something they're quite fond of.
Oh, look, and there's the tree I had a breakdown in.
Good time. Good times.
I turn and I look at Glory with this very big smoke, like I'm a little shit smile.
What did you do?
And then I fly away.
Ah!
I just fly straight to the center of town. Whee!
Ah, yes, I remember this feeling.
That you do. And I'm currently looking for my Lost Mines of Phandalin PDF, which I can't seem to locate.
I think we have one in the Google Drive if you can't find it. I think.
I'm going there right now.
You do, because I've got it.
Okay, so we do have a Froggy back. Let's do this.
Yeah, just don't try and load any big images because my internet is going. Wow.
Oh god, Kirok is blue!
Yes, here I could look.
Oh god,
Zero doesn't want us to
Wait, that
separate too
didn't
much, so
happen?
he'll probably.
what happened?
We haven't been back since then.
You haven't been back since then.
It happened in Storm King's Thunder!
One of the very first things that happened in SKT. I was also tempted to make you do a wild magic check just from finding out the tales that was told earlier, Blue, but I decided not to.
Okay.
Nice DM. And, Not an asshole.
Zero doesn't
Ah,
necessarily
You're
I
the
feel
George.
I
Let's
feel
go after
good
Kiro.
just looking at this old sheet again.
Yeah.
This, can I just say, this map, holy crap.
You guys see down
Numbers.
to the to your left as you're entering Arithion's shop, where your first set of plate armor was bought.
I've still got my little figures.
It seems to have been done up quite a bit. A lot of the buildings here were wood and thatch on top of old stone ruins, but now a lot of those buildings have since been more or less replaced. Seems to be a very heavy construction effort inside Phandalin itself. A lot of buildings are being replaced from wood and thatch to stone and slate. Glass has been refurbished into a lot of the old windows rather than being actual. How do I put it? Rather than it being the wooden sheets that would just shut over. Yes, thank you.
That's the shop that I tried to pay for stuff with copper in. About 2,000 copper.
You see as well, helping out very close to it, you see a young boy, very, very small boy, carrying 3 or 4 sets of logs on his little shoulder. Fucking chill.
Oh my god!
Alongside another younger, strapping young man as well, lifting up and helping with other logs and firewood and such for the evening. You do see Carp Alderleaf.
Oh my god, he's gotten
Alongside-
so big!
He's got a little bit bigger, maybe an inch.
He's gotten
And
so
you-
big!
And Ander and Thistle, who are Barithian's aides, essentially, the young clerks. And they're helping in. And you see Carp just pauses, looks, all the logs drop, and he's there going, "What?" You fly over to him.
No, I was too busy, like, flying directly into the centre of town, literally as quick as she could. She
Yeah.
just went, "Nyum!" So you would have
Yeah,
just
you
seen...
flew over his head. He looks up and looks into the distance there, peering over. Who's there? You can tell his voice is starting to break a little.
Our son is growing up.
My son!
Zero's gone dashing after Kirok.
Pride is not the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for. There is so much more inside me now.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk off to the
Bounce.
shrine and see what's up.
Oh
with it.
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna walk over to the
The
shrine
Timora
of
shrine.
Timora Shrine.
Oh.
Shrine of Luck. That is being cared to by the scholarly acolyte sister Aurelia. Okay. You walk past, and Carp looks. Barris?
Give him a little wink as I walk past. With
I
with
follow.
The
a-
eye you now
very-
have.
Yeah.
I follow very, very carefully, and
Ash!
as
Make eyes back for
Carp sees me, I sort of do the equivalent of a little flourish and form a little flower crown as usual.
He loses his shit. No, the word for it. He loses his shit. Oh my god, this is amazing! You also then see, Laura, you hear the sounds of footfalls as you see a very young boy just run up and grab your leg. This is one of the children that you helped, whose father was killed and you helped save from the dungeon, and then saved his house from burning down. I like how you're muted, but I can still see the... Oh,
No, it's like shit. I forgot I did that. That was me.
you're
I
a
did
goddamn
that.
hero. And I'm currently looking for his.
Kirok does what she always used to do, which is after flying off at high speed, she does a skid landing in the centre of the town, leaving a small trough of dirt. Just...
This is the young boy, 13-year-old, or now 14-year-old Nars. Oh my god, Glory! I'm so glad to see you!
Oh my god!
His voice is breaking. This poor boy.
Baby.
I'm rubbing
And
head
at
level.
the entrance to their house, you do now see Myrna Dendrar and her daughter Nilsa, who also remember you guys quite fondly. And Nilsa just runs past. It just begins shouting towards Barithian's shop, towards the actual pub and everything. Guys! Guys! The heroes of Phandalin have returned! And just begins shouting and whooping, and it's just a massive uproar as people begin coming out of their houses, looking around curiously for what on earth is going on to see all you guys. This includes everyone from the Stonehill Inn, with the very young or not very young, I should apologize, the very old. Oh no, sorry. Tobin is categorized as young. A very stout young man, Tobin Stonehill, who had, prior to this, let you guys have as much board and rest as he could in his sin. And he comes rushing out, apron covered in a stain from a event earlier today. Some sort of ale or liquid perhaps has been soaked in. He runs over. Oh my god! It's actually you! I think I have an extra store. Hang on. And he just begins running back to the bar pub as quickly as he can. I got the good stuff!
Zero,
Eventually,
meanwhile, is just starting
everyone's
to catch up
getting
with
out.
Kirok. And is like,
Everyone is starting to catch up.
no, make me run.
Everyone is just running in and out. And Glory, you see a dagger right past your face and land in a wood stake next to you. My dear, you should learn better to dodge! You swear you never got
It's been too long, my friend.
He runs over to you as quickly as he can, tries to jump at you for a head, for more of a nuggy, but down on Ethermat. Unfortunately, he's not as used to jumping up at someone as actually able to avoid it. And he kind of gets backhanded a bit by you, like, okay, you're better. That's good. That is very good. Hello, my friends. All right. I'm going to need a story in that pub right now. Come on, all of you, get in. And he pauses, grabs your hand, looks. Someone's been promoted.
I was about to show him that. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that is my glory. As the silver-haired, fit as a fiddle, half-elf, clearly over 100 years old, with thick crow's claws at the side of his face, with wrinkles all over and scars, with a big ridiculous hat on and a long blonde hair, smiling towards you with utter grace and glory. My friends, come, into the pub, And he begins motioning as many of you as he can in. You can also see as you guys pass, up the hill in the east of town, you see the manor that you guys had done your best to, kick the shit out of the people who were in it, the Treslinadar Manor. It is refurbished. There's still some scaffolding around it, but it looks great.
We kicked
It has been
out the
refurbished.
red brands. Yeah.
You kicked out the red brands, like
Fuck, the red brands,
The
yeah.
red
Jesus Christ,
brands!
this is a throwback.
Is Zero led into the pub as well, or is he just left to try and
Everyone
catch
is
his
just
breath as they
motioned.
go down?
anyone is, if you're even thought for a second as being somewhat connected to these three, you are just motioned into Stonehill Inn.
Righto.
And they all begin just sitting you down. Stonehill himself is just getting out. You smell like a very good vintage mead. It's just been like uncorked. The keg's been set up, and he is just not even thinking. He's just doing as many and just putting them out as many as he can. Looking over even as his... Your bird will come in a minute, and I think she's earned... Well, to be honest, by now she's got to be old enough. It's been ages!
Oh my god!
Oh my god, I forgot they would know
I forgot
that.
that happened as well.
Question.
I forgot that happened.
Question.
Yeah?
Answer.
Have Varys and I been ushered into the pub as well?
No, Varys made his way off early by himself.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to move to now. As you were walking towards the shrine
Yes.
of luck.
I did say
if
that I would follow.
Yes, you
So,
did.
I
So
wouldn't-
I'll say you were following.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Sorry, Tori, you're on mum duty.
I
To a
got it,
lad.
don't worry.
Can you do it by yourself?
Yes.
So you enter into this very small temple with shrines made of stone all around it from the nearby ruins, but it has been improved. It is now a proper ornate altar with actually from the rafters you can see hanging down chained is in fact a coin mid-flip with the face of Timora on one side. And
Batman the Animated Series vibes, my god.
Alright, I'm gonna flip a coin. The most evil servant of Timora ever, Two-Face. So,
No, Timora is essentially Lissa from Guild Wars, dual goddess. One of the left side, one is heads and one is tails.
anyway.
Welcome to my brain.
Welcome
You're
to your
okay.
brain. It's a lovely place. You see Sister Gorelia is knelt in prayer, focused. And as you step in, you notice that as you step in, your footfalls make no sound. Same with Ash when she follows in. And she seems sad in prayer, not focusing on you. Doesn't seem to know if you're there.
Is it
Ashka
like a
does a
regular
very...
church, like there's pews? So
Yes.
go on.
No, sorry.
There are pews. Go on, Ash.
I'm just gonna go sit down.
Okay.
Ashka makes the equivalent of when entering the church.
A sign of respect.
So
Okay.
sort of sign of respect, and but still keeps a very, very cautious eye on Varys. A little bit pained, still keeping a cautious eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
I
So,
also, so that's just one little thing. I leave my sword just inside the door before I go and sit down.
okay. You sit and you wait, and she doesn't seem to move, not even seem to breathe for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, until you see a shadow move, and now sat next to you is in fact Sister Gorelia, the figure still at the altar. And she smiles at you before waving her hand, and the illusion is dispelled, as is the silent spell on the entire temple, which is why you could not speak. Varys Valorin, Ash Kodovan,
Hey.
you're still alive. It's been a while.
I make a very respectable bow and say, Sister Gorelia, it's been a while.
It's been quite a while.
Still alive. Only by the grace of the lady.
She looks at you for a moment, for a long minute, stares to you for a moment. And whilst it's not something you notice, but now you are aware of it, in the shrine, the brand on your shoulder lights.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. She looks at you for a moment. She looks at you for a moment, and is that almost a son of a bitch thought and apparent to her face as she stands up and moves over towards the altar. I knew you were someone who took fate into their own hands, but to have gone this far and to have let fate take you in its hand is interesting. She's chosen you.
Yeah, I figured that.
So I suppose you have questions. How may I try to help?
I don't know. I have answers that I need, but I don't know the questions. I don't know what to ask.
God forbid, don't be vague.
Ashka very, very politely turns up and says, "The gods are usually here to answer in any way that they can, Varys. It's not necessarily asking the right questions, because the gods will know."
Yeah.
I might know something if you want any help, so do ask.
She So when it happened, she spoke to me.
How is it that she came to speak to you?
I kind of died, I think. It's all a bit hazy.
She looks at your neck. Oh. With that sudden pang of realization hitting her. Ah, dear.
It's been a
Okay.
rough ride. Fate is not
Ashka
kind.
bows upon Varys, saying that he died. Ashka sort of looks a little bit. There's a sudden drop in her expression, but you sort of see her sort of shuffle back up and take on that almost military stance again, just for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did she say anything particular to you?
She said I have to answer the call when she calls me. I don't know what that means.
That means it's not yet time for
How do I know
her
when
to...
it is time? How do I know?
There'll be a change of fortune, change of fate, change of chance, change of luck. If you gamble, and you have a notoriously good rate with it, suddenly you lose every day. Or maybe your fortune turns in a good way. Regardless, there'll be a time where your luck fares out better for you than it ever should have physically been capable of doing. In that time, that's her giving you a signal. You're probably best then to go to one of her shrines or temples, even this one, and trying to commune. It's a ritual. People can pray. Everyone can pray. But to actually try to touch out towards a god, your brand is your key.
It's just all so confusing. I've never paid attention to the gods. My family, they did a little, but it never really
Stuck with you?
Yeah.
The gods work in mysterious ways, right?
Indeed. The gods also, whilst you may not pay any attention to the gods will pay attention to you. Someone, say, for example, who often strives against undeath because it is defiant of the entire cycle of being. The Raven Queen has favor on them, whether or not they're her champion. Those who respect knowledge understand that it is a tool to be shared with people, but also know that it can be corruptive and abusive in many ways. Ayun will grant their favor to them. You don't have to worship a god to impress a god.
Is that why she's chosen me? Like, I don't know why. She said...
Maybe you're a lucky son of a bitch. For a man who, when I last tried to contact her, and it's the only time I've been ever able to actually pull it off, by that fortune you regained her eye. That's lucky. That's beyond lucky.
I suppose luck's always been in my corner.
Then she's always been in your corner. She saw something in you. I'm not going to pretend I know what she saw, but she saw something.
Well, yeah. I wish
That's
I
no
knew.
insult, by the way. I just...
No, I know. Only she knows, I assume.
She'll find... Who knows? Maybe in the great divine scheme, she sees you as a weapon against someone or something. Or maybe she sees you as a scion of a future for her. I don't know. But when she needs you, you will probably be summoned. You'll be requested.
Okay.
Until then, she... By the way, as she's been doing this, her hands have been moving over the altar, and there's just been this light, divine, celestial hum. It's almost as if she's speaking, but she's not. There's just this inaudible addition over everything. That is what I'm referring to, and it's in celestial. And you just feel the entire altar just move forward towards you. She leans down and reaches for something, and then the altar closes again as she puts up onto the table, flips it open, a ring. In a small ivory and ebony carved and designed little chest, more like a lockbox. And she has the ring in her hand, puts it between her index and her thumb, and flicks it towards you, like a coin.
I catch it. Hold it tight in my hand.
Chance is a very unique thing. Being able to defy chance is something else entirely. But having the will to move the fates in your own way, that's something that she sees. You're gonna get called. And when you are, you'll have use of that. Mark down that you have the ring of the Fate Binder.
The Fate Binder?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. What is that? I'll just look at it in my hand.
You don't know.
Just look at it for a minute.
Okay.
And then just nod towards silently. And just look up at the shrine for a few minutes, just silently. In quiet, wordless sort of thought prayer, if that's a thing.
Oh, no, that's definitely a thing.
You
I know that's a thing, trust me.
Yeah.
Dice are out.
Shut up. In the nappy!
You need to roll like a handful of dice every time you roll, just so we can't tell which dice it is.
Yeah,
That
because you
sounded
fuckers
like
can
a-
tell.
How many sides did I just hear? Definitely sounded more than 6.
Maybe
The
you
only
should
thing-
like a
invest
12.
in a dice tray that's like velvet lined.
The only thing that you guys never want me to hear is, make a dex check.
Ah!
Oh, hang on, I need to get out my dice rolling tool, because I have
hold
too
on.
many dice.
Oh my god.
You built this app. I don't own that.
What do you mean he doesn't-
Mercer.
I don't own 60d6.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
You're fucking getting
Yeah.
there.
I was gonna say
You
that-
are.
I, however, have a d6 of 6s.
Yes. What's that, 30? Oh, it's what, 4, but yeah, whatever.
It's a lot of
Anyway.
d6s.
I'm just going to sit there quietly in silent thought prayer for a little while. Clutching the ring in my hand.
Are you trying to attune to it?
Not specifically. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I was just
Do
silently...
you have a slot free?
I mean, I can unattune to something.
Did you best? You're gonna try and focus, you better.
Sure. I'll unattune to the crystal ball.
Because I know you're going to identify it later. You are proficient with a, basically, any card game, any game of chance, you are now, when you roll for it, get to add your proficiency bonus to it.
Dope.
And, let's see. Well, because I thought it would be fitting to let these things of chance be done when you actually got the item.
Uh-huh.
So I decided, we're gonna do this way. Oh, excuse me. And scroll through that. Once per day, you may cast the Bless spell at first level. If you roll a d6 on a 5 to 1, you may not cast it again till next dawn. Basically, you get to cast Bless as many times as you want, so long as you keep rolling a 6.
Okay.
When you hit with a weapon that you were attuned with,
Oh,
the target will take an additional 1d6 of your damage, of the type of damage that your weapon has. Slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning. And 1. And you will learn as well by using this that should you touch a piece of jewelry or a gem while you are attuned to this artifact, the first one you touch will have its value reduced by half. So say, for example, you've got a diamond worth 500 for a res. Nope.
It's like the anti-Midas touch.
Yes.
Right, and that just
But it's
happens.
only for it's the first time you touch one piece of jewelry.
So it's a one-time done.
Yeah.
And do I get to choose when it happens, or is the next piece of jewelry
Nope.
I touch?
First time you touch one.
Piece of jewelry, like or gem.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh, that's fun.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Ooh, candy.
It's not a lot to write down.
I'm getting it if you're not.
I've got the most scribbled notes.
I'll send you mine Brittany.
That's fine. I'll type up.
You may also, under the same rules as your previous first level spell, you may roll a d6, and on a 1 or a 5, you may cast this. You may not cast it again until next dawn, but you now have access to Death Ward.
Oh, that's useful.
Ooh.
Appropriate.
That's useful.
I literally scrolled until my mouse landed next to something. Death Ward. Basically, you can cast that as many times as you want while you're attuned to that, but once you roll a 1 or a 5, can't do it again.
So I when I cast it, I roll. Like it's
Yes.
like a recharge thing for like Dragon Breath.
It's basically like a do you get it immediately back?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it is all based on chance.
yeah. Cool.
Though bear in mind, you will essentially, should you cast the Death Ward more than twice, so say you manage to roll 2 6s, every roll after that is with disadvantage.
Is that the
So,
same with Bless?
No,
Death
it's just
Ward.
because Death Ward is fucking powerful.
So I can do it. So if I do it twice, then the
Basically, if you get lucky enough to have it twice gone into effect, the third time is when the disadvantage is
the
made.
third D6 roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you won't be able to cast it till next dawn. You don't get to decide when the D6s are made. They're made immediately after. So it's
When I-
cast,
when I-
roll. Cast, roll.
Yeah. I figured.
Okay. There you go.
Dope.
Congratulations, you have one of my legendary artifacts.
was a lot of-
Hey!
And the
Just-
artifact that I literally have down in the rules of, no
We
matter
got
what
a
happens,
message.
you roll this on the day. It's a Timora item, you roll this on the day. I have it down in my notes.
Was that you roll in on the minor and major?
Yep.
Yeah.
I rolled a 70 for the minor, I rolled a 60 for the major, I rolled a 10 for the major, and I rolled the detrimental one, the minor one.
I should just get out of the way, shouldn't I? That minor thing. I'm just gonna go to the. No, I'll do it later.
Don't forget.
Don't
I'm
grab
gonna
your
forget.
family jewels.
Yo, we've only
My family-
got how many left to find? We don't know.
My family jewels got disintegrated. Not them family jewels, but my
The
family
other family
signet ring.
I mean, at one point.
Oh yeah, your family signet ring! Sucks to be you, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's actually lost that.
I've actually lost my family jewels.
Wow.
I'm gonna type that all up.
I just want to point out that the notes for that took up an entire page.
What do you
Oh.
expect? Varus has only got a fucking vestige.
I was about to show the camera, then realised I've got a tiny shot. I was going to say, look at my notes. No. Cool.
Slow clap. Basically, you guys knew there was a list of them. You did not know how many were actually on the list because the fucker just randomly shouted out some. Oh yes, and that's this ring, and that. Like, say, I haven't even talked to you guys about Odin's spear yet.
Oh, was that one of the things that prick? I hate that guy.
But I've only been helpful.
It's because he called him out for being a curse boy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
And his head just whoops back into non-existence after being there like a fucking mask of Ooga Ooga from Crash Bandicoot. Okay, so you guys leave the shrine, do your bows, you do your farewells, goes back to her business.
Mhm.
And you go into the tavern, which is roarous right now. As I imagine we fall back into Glory. Glory, the fuck's going on?
Oh god, what a great question. Oh shit.
The camera's going, that's what's going on.
What fuckery is this?
I don't know, Das, what is happening?
You are currently being questioned by everyone.
Oh,
Everyone
shit.
wants to know what's gone on, what's happened since you've last been, everything. They want to know as much as you're willing to give them.
I'll give them, like, the colourful bits, like the things I think they'll think is cool.
Yeah.
Like the cool battles. I don't want to give them, like, the sad stuff or, like, any of the...
You for
The
example,
big
gave
emotional
the battle
things.
versus the weasel, where you literally walked into the middle of them and said, "Come at me," and they all unloaded at you,
Oh,
just
yeah.
for it all to not kill you, and you guys to utterly destroy them.
I miss out the parts where they killed me a couple times, but... or at least knocked me down a couple times. I embellish where possible.
You embellish where possible.
I'm taking
Yeah,
out
it's-
the people I've encountered in my life.
It's kind of like you're giving them the equivalent of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers equivalent.
Yeah.
Previously
What
on
happens?
Storm King's Thunder.
You also do tell them that you have earned a title as the Defenders of Faerun.
Oh yes.
Nice having
That's
that
the
cough.
thing.
Moon pigs.
Partway through this story, you just hear something collide with the roof, and then you just hear a thump, you just hear poof, and then thump 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 as it rolls down, and then poof, outside.
I'm
You're-
gonna check on her.
She's just like on her back, feathers all over the place, just going.
One leg in the air.
I'd poke her with my stick.
Happy burp.
She just giggles incoherently as you do.
I'm a medically trained professional.
She just is energetic. This is clearly bringing back some great memories for her.
Happy burp.
Happy bird is right.
And that's where I used to eat breakfast.
I continue poking her with a stick. This seems to be the best I can come up with.
Glory, as you... hang on. I was about to, but he's not here yet, so... Fuck it. No, wait, a little later. I was like...
Wait, what?
I was gonna literally have a portal open and Nerwin drop in, but he's not here yet. So we'll wait till he gets back, because I wouldn't have wanted to wait this. Love you, buddy, but I'm not waiting that long.
I guess eventually she'll come inside.
You do, and everyone goes, "Hey, Blue!"
And shorter, and younger.
Yes, all these things. And the one fucking tankard that Stonehill has been saving for you gets pulled away.
Aww.
What happened to the bird?
I
This
just
was already a
shrug.
bizarre
can't-
bird, and now it is blue and small.
I
I
just shrug
honestly
and
can't
sparks
tell
come off.
you. I
Make a
couldn't
wild
tell
magic
you.
check. No, make a wild magic
No.
check. Your emotions are too high right now.
Sure,
Fuck.
let's do it. It makes a change.
Oh god, no!
It makes a change for it to happen while I'm happy, to be honest.
Not in
Though
the bar,
there
not
is
in
the
The puddle fire!
yeah, there is
Not
a
in the
slight
bar full of
problem that if
people.
I roll the wrong one, I could kill everybody, which is
This is hilarious. This will be great because it'll just mean like, great, another way for me to break this poor
Oh.
bird.
Old times. Ruining.
I'm really nervous now. This could end horrendously. It was going so well up to this point.
You can't control your emotions.
Nope, it's a very, very continuous problem.
Roll a
Let's
D100.
use a super extended
Hey,
or
bada,
magic
bada,
table.
bada, bada, hey, bada, 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 hey, bada, bada.
And I want to double check which number I don't want to roll. It's one of the higher.
just
It's
roll.
one...
Just roll. Just
Roll
roll.
First.
Oh god.
Roll them
Live in
down.
ignorance.
Ignorance is bliss.
Okay.
That's
One
gonna be a
second.
fun one.
Creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast in the next minute.
You feel like your arcane power has gotten sharper for a brief period.
Just another wave of static, just sort of like shh.
She will have feathers going in.
Yes.
Fluff.
It's like if you. It's like basically if you. How do I describe this properly? So there is dust in the tavern. It's basically like she's just become electromagnetically attracted, and everything just zooms onto her. And now she looks like a fluffy bird.
Does the feather on my head get
It
statically
polarizes
attracted?
towards her. Yes. Just like. Eventually,
I just
Varys
try to
and
smack it down.
Ash
Oh,
do make their way in. Varys, the ring
Mhm.
is pure gold with a single, almost. I'd struggle for the type of gem on it, but for now we will say it is a silver kind of colored gem, clear through, and inside the gem itself you can see the design of the
The design of a what, sorry?
face of Timora.
Cool.
So, you guys are all in? You want to do anything in particular, or will this just be we tell everyone all the glorious things we've done, and then we get...
The one thing I want to do is, as we walk in the door, to put my hand on Ask's shoulder and be like, "You're gonna tell everyone, like sorry, Glory. You're gonna tell everyone, Glory, like what I said in there, aren't you? About Timora and."
Not if you don't want me to.
I mean, it's not that I don't want to, but they're gonna ask questions. You do you. You do you. I know I'll go and get a drink.
Varys, whatever goes on between you and Timora is between you and Timora.
Same with you and Glory, and I'll go and get a drink. Testing fate. Testing my luck.
Just testing your luck against a paladin.
I just ring now. I can do what I want.
Testing your luck against Ashgrove.
That's a game of chance, right? I get proficiency now.
Now you're pushing your luck, dude.
roll a test your luck against your party mum check.
that's not luck, that's suicide.
Correct.
I also get ask a drink when I'm there. 'Cause I'm not a complete.
I will at some point ask about the state of the manor, which I think is something to do with us.
Yes, the manor which was gifted to you.
Yeah, I was like, I think that's.
You start
that's
asking,
ours.
you say, yes, about this manor, the manor that is ours, and you explain it out to them. And Stonehill just begins grinning. It's like, I'm not saying shit till he gets here. You should know you're here. Lazy bastard needs to get up his and just offers you out another drink.
There's a bird an inch from his face. Yes.
He just reaches up and nonchalantly just reaches up and just starts scratching the back of your head. It's like, I've missed.
That's nice.
And she's on the floor.
Roll for pets, damn it.
And you
Zero's
hear a
just
voice
plucking
break out.
the blue feather out of his head over and over again to try and stop the static electricity. Stupid thing, stop growing.
You hear a voice ring out, a deep, gravelly voice. Your home has been made to the finest quality I could have potentially done, as Gundren Rockseeker is sat at the door. Big, thick red beard, He is wearing a bandana that does cover a slight crack at the side of his head from one of the scars that he had from King Grull
What a
long
bitch.
ago.
Oh, this is the guy that I nearly suicided for, right?
Yeah.
I jumped in front of King Gruul's fucking weapon, so he didn't.
Yep.
Alright, that nearly killed me.
Ashka
exactly.
takes a very, very deep, long, drawn-out sigh.
I'm gonna kind of gravitate slightly towards Ash. Just a little.
The gravitational pull of the massive fighter leans slightly towards as the stool underneath it, the two stools, because you're in full plate and you're a large woman. There's two stools. Like fucking Gregor from, I think the guy who plays the mountain, he has to take 2 seats for the air. Damn big for his body.
He's such a large guy.
Your home has been repaired and refurbished to the finest quality possible. Although you did miss the grand reopening by about 2 months, and your friend has been sat in there pissed off his head for 2 months. And he fucked off last night. You missed him.
Wait, he's not. You know where he went?
He literally stumbled out as he was having a party.
Sounds like him.
Give him about 3 weeks, he usually shows up again. With enough money to keep buying that much alcohol. He is a party animal.
How is he? Is he?
He's good. He's good,
Is he
yeah,
okay?
he's good, crack. Whenever he's not here, he's been telling us he's gone around making as much of a living as he can, performing in bars with his grand, ridiculously overlong guitar thing, and whatever that is called.
It's called a cello.
A bellow, yeah, it's a bellow, yeah.
Sure.
He
Shut up,
goes
you
around
guy.
performing with that and letting everyone he can know of your tales with him. And letting everyone know how great you all are working together. Which, to be fair, I've also done my part as well, trying to let everyone know that, hey, yeah, these people are awesome. If you ever see a big tiefling and a dwarven paladin and I've been saying a white bird, I need to change to a blue bird, a
That's
big
fine.
elf, and the vestige of death, as he points over towards the looking like a plague doctor in the middle of the room, who's currently
Oh,
trying
my.
to take.
Zero,
Kind
what
of-
if we say you can take the mask off? It's fine.
It is fine to take the mask off. That's why it's a different mask these days. But not to spoil your apparent reunion to this place, but didn't we come here on urgent business?
Oh.
Yeah.
I quickly use Mage Hand to knock his mask off.
Rude.
It comes off.
Your mask is knocked to the floor, and your paler than Percy, as I like to refer to, face is revealed for all.
Beautiful.
I just-
I think Feather looks lovely.
I just start druid crafting random plants into Varys's hair.
I minor illusion your face. You've got a hook nose.
Children behave.
While this is happening.
While they're doing that, he does have a point.
Whilst
Yeah.
this is happening as well, just because I rolled a bit, Glory, make a perception check.
Shit.
I use Druidcraft to give him the faint odor of a skunk, which is specifically listed as one of the things I can do in Druidcraft.
I don't think I can do smells in minor illusion.
Karma, man. You ready?
13 is my
Carl.
number of the day, apparently. Don't
Just
say
quickly,
it.
I'm just going to move you down to DM Whispers. Just for
Oh boy. Bum, 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 bum,
Shop
bum,
at Game
bum,
Tea, everybody.
bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum,
Buy
bum,
all
bum,
them
bum,
new
I think-
t-shirts
bum,
and
bum,
Christmas
bum,
candles.
We need Left Bank 2 at this point. Do 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 do
I'm just looking through my spell list. Have I got any other ways to fuck with him right now? And I have. Oh, I could polymorph him, but he's got the ridiculous wisdom save. So no.
I'm just shooting cantrips. I didn't actually care that the mask left. I just started putting like mushrooms and shit in your head. And currently you smell like a skunk. Only mildly though.
Make your hair look like Roman.
This is the commercial. Bring it on. Shop at Game. You shall say.
Just tears.
What, you minor illusioning?
I'm gonna make it look like you're crying. So just tears rolling down your face.
Okay, I'll stop.
All right, they're back. They're back.
I'm back.
You missed
Well.
an amazing occurrence.
I just need to watch it back on the stream then, that's fine.
You will.
So back onto it, you guys were discussing, yeah, this is actually important, he's right.
hmm
Who'd be the best person? Or something? What's the? My brain's just gone blank. What's the name of my friend in the Order of the Gauntlet again?
From here,
Yeah,
Daran Edermath.
Duran, that's it. Is he? I'm assuming he's still here.
He's still here, he is on his
He
12th
led us to the
cup.
bar, right?
He might be too drunk.
No, I'm listening, please continue, yes. His hand is slightly slipping from his face, but he's recording it again. No, I am listening,
I
listening.
mean, Gundren only just got here, so.
That's true. Gundren also like Gundren.
He's the dwarf who's already on his 6th. So.
He looks to you and, the look on your face is not a good one.
Sorry, I'm not that good at lying. We haven't. You had any giant problems recently?
Oh?
By that she means actual giants. Not
Actual
just math
giants.
problems.
Yeah.
Not
No.
like.
There was one stone giant that showed up about 3 or 4 weeks ago near the woods to the east, but besides that, no, not really.
I'm giants as well. But
Just the one. He seems just to be looking about. Left. This was also when Sildar had swung by a few weeks ago. His fancy fucking griffin, yeah, he was around it.
yeah. Yeah, that guy.
Ah, yes. What a tool. No.
Wow!
Wow!
That was
So
it.
it's
Tells how you really
Varys
feel.
that guy. It's a meme. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Moving swiftly along.
Okay.
Well, if you have no giant problem here, maybe we should enjoy our time here for a time being and then get going, because we got a lot of stuff going on. Not to rush you guys.
No, you're not wrong.
Where did he say that it was happening? To the south? Maybe we should just
Yeah.
quickly
Yeah.
fly that way.
From where
and-
you guys are, it's basically like Phandalin is very close to the actual mountain ridge. I'll move you guys back onto.
Yes, so recall.
What did Rockfen say?
Phandalin
Hillgiant's
is
heading
very,
towards
very close
Phandalin.
to the Sword Mountain, so it's actually like more or less up against them. But currently, it was somewhere between Lelon and Phandalin.
I remember this. It might be worth. It's night though.
Yeah, Huru's tapped out.
We can go for a walk.
I can
We're
go.
not-
I can go night flying. And
I can
I'd rather you didn't
I have-
do
I
go
have-
on your own.
I have whom? Whom can take one person?
Do we go? I mean,
I can turn into an owl.
I can turn into an owl, too.
So we could theoretically all go.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Whom could carry one because they're a giant owl, and
Mhm.
I
if
feel
someone rides on Varys and Zero, then
Oh.
yeah.
I feel like we're not good with urgent things. We should finally take that gauntlet and actually go do something while it's urgent, and not stay here getting drunk.
Well, I haven't been drinking, so I think that might be an idea.
I'm only one in, so I think I can
Zero,
sort it
never
out.
drink.
I'm perfectly ready to go to you on any.
You stay here.
He can
Don't
say
drink,
your
don't
camera
drink and
moved.
polymorph.
Every time you were drunk, your camera just wobbled both times. While Peter's drunk, man.
So good. The camera's in on the act. Anyway,
No, so
yeah,
we
I
go-
think we should maybe scout that way.
My forehead. Right?
Maybe not the whole way because it's dark, but as much as we think we can
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Just for anything urgent.
We can't travel as quickly as Huru can.
we'll have a quick, maybe like for an hour or so, we'll just have a quick scoot around the mountains, just have a little look.
Yeah, just to see if there's anything that's imminently about to become a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, the owls have night vision, which will help.
That's true.
That's why I suggested now. And I can't believe I'm asking this, but who's going to be riding who? And I mean, besides Glory and Ash.
I mean, I can make one of them an owl, so they can ride each other if you want, and I'll ride you.
I mean, I can cast polymorph as well, so everybody could be owls if they wanted to.
Can't you summon like a fuck ton of animals for us to fly anyway?
Yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Keep in mind that if we're using summons, Kirok will actually be the slowest, because she is 50 feet, whereas most of these animals have 60 feet.
I mean, you can take a ride. You deserve a rest.
Yeah, I can summon 8. I can summon 8 giant owls.
Well,
What
I'm
the-
going to fly on Fwum, because Fwum very rarely gets used.
Out of character, what are the rules on your conjure woodland? Is there a challenge rating? Rule?
Conjure animals, and yes, it's 1/4, and a giant owl is a 1/4 challenge
It's
rating.
1/4.
Oh, it has to be 1/4.
Basically, he can summon a
It
lot.
can be higher, but it means less
I mean-
creatures. It's just giant owl happens to be
I mean, I
1/4.
kind of want to go for a flight. I mean, I can always just turn myself into an eagle.
Giant owls are large, so you could ride it.
Giant eagles
One
large
per-
as
The
well.
owls will
owl.
be useful because they have advantage on perception checks.
So do giant eagles.
Yeah, but owls
Yeah,
have
but
dark
I think
vision.
giant
Night
eyes
vision,
have
yeah.
dark vision.
They do have dark vision. The giant eagles do not. Someone's alarm.
Someone's getting an alarm.
Who's got an alarm going off?
Someone's got
They
a
think-
That
Samsung
would be
phone.
me.
It's wrong that I know which alarm it is at what time.
I know what phone it is. That's all I've got.
Anyway,
So giant owls. Is this
giant
what we're
owls.
Yep.
doing?
Does that
Sure.
sound good to everybody?
It sounds fine to me.
Like conjure up 8 giant owls in the bar.
I'm not in the.
Why would you... There is physically not enough room.
No.
Wings are stuck out of windows. Everyone is shouting, "I want the owl! Where's the big owl?"
0.
There's one owl
Zero.
just perched on top
What?
of Saran,
No.
and he is just too
Not
out
in
of
a
it.
pub.
Wake up.
I just grab one of the owls, just wrap around it, and try and just drag it out the door.
Yeah, everybody out. It's still funny though. Meanwhile, there's like a giant owl sat on me like an egg.
It's another story for these guys, I guess.
And I'm gonna summon Fwum.
Okay, you summon whom?
Who?
You can make the pop-up
Good
pop-up if
joke.
you want.
The pop-up. Because I can't, because I'm a nut.
Because they're so pretty! Because they're
Yeah,
a
Fwum.
rainbow!
Is this Foon? Or whom? Sorry, no,
Who?
this is whom.
Who or whom?
Whoop.
Yes.
Rainbow owl.
Well, grammatically, no.
I just showed it to players, so I hope it works.
All of
Alright.
my burbs are rainbow
Nope.
colored.
It'll take
Alright,
time.
what I'm gonna do
if
is I'm gonna have
it's not summons.
each of us, besides Kirok, ride one of the giant
Just
owls
like that. There.
and have
This will
a
be your
giant
token
owl
for the evening.
flanking maneuver to escort each one of us.
How long did these? Oh, you did it. I'll just read it. That lasts for an hour.
Yep, so let's get
Uh,
going.
Give me. Okay, so perception checks, investigation checks. Who wants to make what?
I would like to cast Bless. Wait, that has ability checks, right? Hold on.
Read your spell.
Time to learn how a new spell works.
No, it's attack rolls or saving throws. Ignore me.
Could I do a
will.
survival check on this, or is this
I
not
will
a...
cast Death Ward on
You are.
myself.
You're doing Death Ward? Okay, roll a
Mm.
d6.
On my, it's up to 3 creatures, right?
Death Ward?
Ignore
Death
one
Ward
little
is a
mark.
creature.
Where
Roll
did
a d6?
I'm reading Bless. I'll cast it on myself, yeah.
Roll a d6.
I can do it again.
You can do it again if you wanted to.
I cast it on... Who do I love most? I cast it on Kirok.
You guys watch as you're all
Fair.
preparing. Garrus just touches to himself for this moment, and you can't cast till next day. Morning. He
Thought
casts
you
it
fucking
upon
rolled another
himself.
6.
He just, like, say, performs something. Like, his ring lights up. And as he does, he just grips it to himself. It's almost like a barrier over himself, just moves and covers him.
This ring none of
And-
you have seen before.
Yeah, a brand new shiny ring that you've never seen before. And as he does, it's like a form of his own himself. He looks slightly paler, but it's less of a paleness of illness and more of a paleness of resistance. And as he does this, he also touches Kirok, and Kirok's color brightens, almost like there's a vibrance of extra energy to her.
So I'll just say to Kirok as I do it, I know you've not got good experience with hill giants, so
Okay, so you can make investigation checks or perception checks.
it was a hill giant and then he killed you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was. That's
It
why
was a hill
I goes-
giant that
Let's
should have
not
killed
remember
you.
it too
That's
much.
why I was glaring.
Right.
I'm
Wait.
going to give a mount to each of yous. I'm going to turn to a giant owl myself, and each of you is going to be
Yep.
flanked by another giant owl.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I get this with disadvantage because I'm exhausted.
Yep,
Yeah.
suck my dick.
I am not used to riding owls.
No, you are not.
I will luck roll the 11. I'll just roll it one more time.
Okay, you get to reroll that one particular. You have to make the roll again, I think. You have to roll
I'll
again
re-roll
with
one.
disadvantage.
So my total's 17. It'll be the lowest.
Okay.
Boom!
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 That is a lot. Oh.
Okay.
Woo! Woo! Appreciate the room.
So you guys are flying, and in the dead of night, for about an hour around you and away, you don't really seem to find anything. Actually, not say towards the west, which is where you heard the tales of it, but you do also fly southward closer to the mountains.
Yeah.
And as you do see that there is a cave in the mountains about... You can only see it by the light because there is a fire emitting from it, but it is about 400, 500 feet away. It's in the mountains itself, up and in, about 40, 50 feet of a trek upwards past difficult terrain. And there is something in there. Tell that there was a campfire there. But based on this and the stories you guys heard, if there was something near the fields of Lelon, there's no way it'd be able to make it to there in this time. Especially not if it's a bunch of hill giants who have the navigation skill of a dead snake.
Even with 24 perception?
No, as in like you know full well that they wouldn't have been able to get to that. So you don't think that's them.
You don't think this is giant?
Mhm.
Um,
You don't think this
did we all see that, or like did Darius see it?
It's eventually pointed out to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, via communication via Kira, because she's probably the only one who can understand me in owl form.
I mean, I can speak. I can message you. Wait, what then?
I'm currently an owl.
I was actually just
That's fun.
reading the description. I can telepathically communicate with my owl.
Yes, you can.
Which is,
You can also speak bird, can't you?
I speak Aarakocra, which
I mean,
is up
I
to the
can use.
DM if that's a bird language or if it's just the Aarakocra language.
I can use a message cantrip on you, and you can understand it.
Well, either way, she can telepathically communicate with her burb, and I can
Altogether.
I'll say
communicate
that
with
you
it,
guys
so-
can eventually communicate it across to everyone that you are aware of it.
I'm gonna make my bird go down slowly towards it.
You are getting
I'll go
close
with it.
to your hour period, and
Okay.
it is going to be a bitch to travel back at night to Phandalin. You might not get a full night's rest if you don't go back.
Alright.
It's up to you guys. I've got hours left on my shape, but not on this. Not on these birds I've summoned.
I've got hours as well.
I'll just whisper the
We
word
should go back.
urgency into everyone's head.
You eventually motion, and everyone begins moving back.
We just didn't lose. Do we not want to find out what that was before we go?
I mean,
I mean, I can find out quickly, and then I'll fly back. If someone wants to come with me, we'll make it. We'll,
I'll
Okay.
I'll take the escort owls and go myself.
no,
Go back on those owls.
I'm
They'll
not-
vanish
I'm-
by the time you get back, and My escorts will vanish quickly too, but on the trip back I won't need them.
I'm coming down as well.
You can't, because the birds are going to be gone by the time you get back.
That's fine. I'll just turn myself into a giant fucking eagle and fly back.
You can ride on my back, I suppose.
He really just wants that into.
I mean,
Okay, so me, Varys, and 4 owls land to find out what this camp's about.
and as we go down, I cast a level, just a level 3 invisibility on myself and Nemo.
Okay.
Can you cast that on 2 people at once?
If you do it
Yeah.
at a high level,
A
yes.
higher level?
So I'll cast it at 3rd level, so we can both be invisible. Just normally invisible, not greater, but you know.
Righto, well, I'm currently an invisible burb.
Yeah, well, you're invisible.
I'll have a look. What do I see?
You move towards the cave?
Yes.
Yep.
I think
Cave is quite large. It's about maybe 30 or 40 feet. It's just a large opening. And inside you do see a large fire. And you see 3 or 4 stone giants. Can't really make out. Maybe there's one cuddled at the back of the actual cave or not. That goes back about 40 feet. But they're all just huddled around a fire talking in giant to one another.
Oh, I can understand that. Can I listen in to what they're saying?
You're the only one who can understand them, correct?
I want to make an eavesdrop check.
Just a second, folks.
Strong displeasure.
Shop at Games Head.
We split the party. Why did we do that?
Well, yeah, he said the owls weren't going to last, but I took a bunch of support owls and me and Varys, so... And hopefully, if Zero's got any say about it, he's just going to head straight back and get you guys, so... But of course, Varys probably has a say in this and will be staying here.
It depends what they're saying.
Hopefully most giants aren't very wise, which means they won't have fantastic perception. Well, hill giants
We were only specifically warned about hill giants. We weren't warned about snow giants.
No, we weren't.
Which makes me think this might be something else. Deeply unhappy.
I mean, we're a bit of a ways away from Grudhaug, or however it's pronounced.
Gudhaug, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a bit away.
Well, Gudhaug is
That's where the
that's the hill giants anyway.
yeah, that's like the hill giant base matriarch person, but that's a bit of a ways away.
Well, that's why we came here, wasn't it? Because hill giants just close to Phandalin was always going to be a thing. But also, like, that's not where the stone giants hang out, as far as we know. Well, we don't know where the stone giants
We've not
hang
really
out.
heard much about stone giants. They've been really
but-
quiet.
All of this is... It's either going to be completely fine, or it's going to be priority number 1.
Yeah.
And suddenly, Varys loses his head again.
Don't.
Because I keep forgetting I've now actually put on my familiar's character sheet what it is familiars can do. Which is, it can't attack, but it can take any other actions.
Including the... Is it assist?
Help action.
Help, that's it.
And the seeing through your familiar's eyes is very useful.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
I'm
useful
having
because it's... Go ahead.
I'm having issues with my connection at the moment, guys, so forgive me.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Thanks to Kirok's familiar Fune, she can essentially get dark vision. She can see through Fune's eyes,
Hey.
and Fune has dark vision.
Finally, we all have dark vision, apart from, I think, Zero.
Hey, I'm currently an owl.
Yeah,
He's fine.
you're never in a human form anyway.
And Fune is also rainbow because aesthetic.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
So,
Having spotted these guys, Zero's
for
gonna...
you, Nemo, I'll say this to you. It sounds like one of them is very old, grizzled. Like his skin, this particular one is larger than the others, and his skin is like this slate that covers over itself like scar tissue. And his face is covered with this beautiful onyx skin that's just been scraped and dashed, like as if to say this would be a cliffside stone that has just been abrased by time.
I just realized I have no idea where Varus is because he's invisible. So I'm going to spread my rings as far as I can and sort of spin around to try and get his attention by hopefully touching him with my wingspan. Do I
I'll say
connect?
that.
Once I've connected with him, I'm just going to sort of beak at him to come on. Let's go back to the others.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Yeah, you guys.
When I say beak at him, I mean actually peck at you.
Yeah.
Come on. And then we have a very odd fumbling moment where he tries to mount an invisible owl while he's invisible.
Hands go to places where they shouldn't go. You know.
Oh my.
Learns more than he wanted to know about bird anatomy.
Nemo's owl jewelry is now half of its value.
It is that. You guys
Anyway.
fly back eventually, and you are You are feeling like if you don't go, it's like that moment of, do I keep drinking or do I go to bed? Do I do the good thing or do I not? Because I really don't want to, but I should.
I also feel really disorientated because I'm currently an owl. And it's like, oh, it's nighttime. Why do I feel so tired? Oh, wait. I'm not normally an owl.
Yeah, once you're a distance away, I'll drop the invisibility just so we can obviously see what we're doing.
Yeah, once we're away, I'm sure we're fine. But
Yeah.
And Varus realizes that he's currently facing the wrong way.
we get back to town. Varus is currently holding an owl egg for some reason. Don't ask.
Dude, no!
That just raises questions. I'm assuming it was one of my summons, not mine.
Let's not ask questions.
You guys go to bed.
Yes.
Well, are you going to inform the others?
Oh, I'm really tired.
You
Okay,
do
fine.
all have rooms. The rooms of the Stonehill Inn are open.
I'll shift back
can we
to
not sleep-
the
can we
human
not sleep in
form
the
and
manor?
I'll.
Entirely up to you.
America's here.
Even
Not-
if they
not the one we're
even if they
looking for
offer
either.
us our own rooms, Kirok just sort of instinctively goes to share a room, like they used to.
I've been given very specific.
Yeah, I'll
Don't
sleep in the inn.
separate like that. Anyway, I go to the girls' room and knock.
Oh my god, they fixed the chair and the table. And
From all your
Kieran, go
scrapes.
to bed.
I'm knocking on their door.
Oh, get it.
who is it?
It's me, the Stone Giant. Thought you should know.
Friend or foe? I'm assuming foe.
I don't know. I think Krauser heard them, but he's being a lazy bum and went straight to
Who?
sleep.
Who's Krauser?
Varus,
Who is this
being a
Krauser
lazy-
person? I
Second
feel like I
Varus
just
is
like
being
them in
lazy.
character.
That sounds like
Sorry.
a jerk.
I
He
got some
sounds
feathers
like
in
a
my throat.
troll.
Better.
I got some feathers in my throat. Varus is being a numpty and he's gone to sleep.
Varus isn't worried. I will assume it's not urgent.
Remember, I'm still exhausted, so I'm very tired.
I know.
So,
Yeah, 3 stone giants. I give them rough coordinates and say, I think that's all you really need to know.
How many
going
days
to-
out for Phandalin would that be?
Day.
PM?
Not
A
even
day?
a day.
About a day?
Not even a day. 'cause
Okay.
Considering you guys can move that quickly, these are
I'm
large
getting
guys
up
that aren't
early.
bothered.
yeah, I'm gonna
You,
do like my,
let's
a day
see. Yeah, no one here would know. Never mind.
Since I'm
Anyway,
utilizing
I'm
all the
going
birds,
to-
I'm gonna have my familiar like fly around town overnight and like keep an eye on things.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Cause he has night
You-
vision.
Vume.
I should have done my guy. I think Tressim's going to see invisibility, or I don't know if I made that up or not. I probably made that up. Don't worry.
I don't know if I made that
Carry
up.
That's disconcerting.
So
Anyway,
you all go to sleep.
yep, I go. Well, it's just me and Varys now. I was
Yeah.
going to say the guys' rooms.
Yeah, we go back to our duo room.
Because well, the shipping is going. I'm not going to hear the end of it.
Twin room. Twin
Anyway,
room.
You guys go to sleep.
We get a long rest.
Get your long rest.
Oh my god. Didn't make it up. Can see invisibility.
And Varys, your death ward as well as the death ward on Kirak are
Yeah,
Okay.
just in case.
Bless
your-
you.
bless you.
That's you, beautiful.
I'm okay.
Please reset your frog.
Zero's going to wake up in the morning and he's going to start seeing about making a healing potion. He's going to start getting some materials.
I need a very quick toilet break.
Okay,
I shall be right
so
back
we're
in 2
gonna take
seconds.
Okay, so while Kirak does that, everyone else, I'll have to look at the rules for a.
I think it's in.
It's in
Xanathar's,
Xanathar's
isn't it?
guide. It will cost me
Maybe.
25 gold pieces and a day's worth of work.
Okay, I'll say that you can allot the time period, but we'll say that you spend the
I'm
25.
just starting. I'm not.
We'll say you spend the 25 from what your own knowledge and stuff that you know from Roman. He explains to you the intricacy you have been explained to prior. You know the details of which ones do a different couplet, not only for quality but also for taste.
Actually,
So we'll
bugger,
say-
I didn't realize I didn't have enough cash. I'm going to have to ask Glory later. I'll just start collecting herbs and stuff. I'll get the materials I need later.
I'll say you can make a nature check for the quality of the herb.
Sure. Not a herbalism check, actually. Does it have a herbalism
No, a
check?
nature check to actually get to the herb, finds the herb.
Are you proficient in both? Ain't there that rule
Yeah.
where if you're proficient in both, you get advantage or something?
I don't know if that's
Depends
the
if
thing.
Das is using it.
I don't think it matters. You got a 22.
I'll let it be used. Fuck it.
You got a 22. While he's doing that, I'm gonna go to the girls' room.
Do. Kirak is, as always, atop the table.
How early are we talking? I said Glory was getting up early to go train, but
I'm talking like short, long rest. And
Are we even on stream? I thought we were taking a quick bio.
probably, yeah.
Lou took a bio, but it's already back.
Yeah, I said it was going to be
okay.
quick.
So I'll
Sorry.
probably come to the door as you're coming out the door.
Yeah, probably.
If that happens, then I will walk with you to wherever you're
Okay.
going to train.
I'm gonna go be up where that old tree that used to be up to train. And also just to make sure that none
You
of the
could ever
cameras on
send
fire.
a tree quiver in fear.
Well, I'm
That's
going around town pulling up random weeds from hedges and whatnot. I find Glory. It's like, all right, could I have 25 gold pieces? I'm going to try and make a healing potion like Roman taught me.
Sure, I'll give him 25 gold pieces.
Thanking you.
I'll say that you
never
can
get
If Kate can
spend.
knock that off.
I never get gold that easy, Glory. Why you give it to him? For
LOL.
He's in character.
Previous experience has taught me better.
Also, he
Uh,
comes straight up and says what he's going to do with it.
Oh fuck, Jesus! Reverse math. I think that's right. It might be wrong.
If it turns out well, I'll just give it to you guys. And yeah, hopefully we can make stuff for the party.
Oh, that's good.
I won't wander
In that-
around for myself. Who wants a trip with me? Kirak, you want to go to shops?
Yeah!
I'm not with Kira on that. We're
You
we're
guys
elsewhere.
have a
Me,
sense of
Glory.
why are we doing this when there's something urgent?
I say to Glory, judge them stone like before we get to the training ground. Them stone giants. Now my giant's a little rusty, but and outside the dash to keep cutting out, and I did have the guts to tell him to keep cutting out to make him repeat himself.
Amazing.
there's a bunch of stone giants. One's really old. They spoke about some ruins or something under the ruins. I don't know what they're looking for. Basically, like I don't know if they're a threat or not. It was like, yeah, that's it cutting out a lot. So my notes are very brief.
Ruins
I'll
under
say it
ruins?
again for you.
If you can give us another very brief overview,
I'll
sorry.
give
Dan.
you a very brief of a. There was argument being had between the younger giant and the older giant. The older giant was saying that we must follow the Thane's wishes, whilst the younger ones seemed to think that it was wrong, that it was dozens upon hundreds of generations ago, people from that live now in these places don't deserve it. Everything was vague.
And like they wanted to rise up in the pantheon, or
Something about rising up in the and ruins of their great empire. As well as this, what was also said was, we won't do anything, we won't give them reason to give them. Something that the older and seem to have sway over the others in regards to the matters of, we're doing this my way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
I
older
don't
one,
Okay.
say to you, Varys,
Yeah.
if you made Grog a stone giant, this is what it would look.
Okay.
It's one big, bulky figure
The big
that
bad
easily
big bad
had
mofo.
10 foot on the other two.
I'd tell Glory all of this.
Do these from what Varys says, does it sound like they're talking about like actual ruins or just like the ruins of their civilization?
Learn from it what you will.
I don't know. I want to any. What did you say, Das?
Learn this as you will.
Suppose I can't do a retrospective insight check on giants, can I? Too late for that.
Hang on.
There's a couple ruins I've been to around here.
Hang on. Do you remember the very first incident of Storm King's Thunder, where we had the fire giants that were attacking Tribal?
Yes.
Yeah.
How can I forget?
What's the chance that the ruins underneath are underneath Phandalin?
It makes sense.
Make an
I was thinking
intelligence
about Amandite
check,
as well.
I mean, that underground bit that we were in wasn't ruins. That was like the underground of the house.
Yeah, that was like a cave underneath the hill.
Yeah, it wasn't.
where
No,
the
but
red
like,
man was.
if they.
Nope.
Okay, but then why would they be looking?
You're only just waking up.
Could they be talking about the?
Even Varys would walking anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not there. Sorry, I was about to say something, but I'm not there.
I have so many ideas.
Ash and Glory and Varys. I'll say it's fair for you to make intelligence check. Walking
Wait.
towards the tree that Glory is notorious for.
I don't get disadvantage anymore 'cause I've slept.
Yeah, it's just a straight check.
Hey,
Hey!
the magic of sleeping.
Yeah, boy.
Do expect you to roll? You have bad balance. Use it, woman.
Oh dear.
I'm loving the ones
You
today.
were still waking up. You have not had your.
I just
You were talking to her, and you're both discussing the potential of ruins as you walk past one building, and then the next building, and then the next building. Realize every building in
Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, you cut out again.
every building in Phandalin is built on
On ruin.
On ruins.
Shit.
Oh.
I thought that was the case.
ruins and foundations that seem far larger buildings.
Sorry. We put back.
While they've had this conversation, I don't want the shopping to last any real amount of time. I'm just getting my supplies and getting out.
Yeah,
But
we'll say you do your supplies and get out.
before I do go, though, do they sell roasted pumpkin seeds here? I want to buy Kirok a snack.
Oh,
Oh, that's my town specialty. They're great snacks. What sort of do they sell any sort of seed here?
no, but they do have chickens.
What's the farm? What do they grow on the farm? Not pumpkins.
There are more important things right now.
There
It's
are.
just
Yeah.
flavour.
Pumpkin flavour.
I'd buy Kirok a gold worth of undetermined snack.
We'll say it's chicken seed.
A tasty snack.
High quality chicken feed. It'd be bloody high quality out of
Guys, your
gold.
bullshit's
Yeah.
dragging too long.
Aw. Plus, shenanigans.
Anyway,
Okay.
we get
There's
back.
so
to
much
the
the DM has patience for, you fucks.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just we'll cut back to this. I'll just say to Glory, we need to go back. I think they're coming here. We need to stop them.
Okay, no time for training this morning then.
I don't want another fire giant incident.
Nope, neither do I. Trust me,
Barras,
and neither do
from
I.
discussion, Barras, you've determined that they're waiting, that they're not going to give anyone a reason to attack them until they have a reason to give you. Basically, until they strike, they're not going to give you a reason to.
Okay. Right, they're waiting for something. They're waiting for us to strike first. Is that what I get?
They're waiting for something. Let's not discuss it.
Something or someone.
And you guys are aware that you were sent to deal with something else.
Hill giant.
This is true. Hill giants.
Hill giant. Okay, so we go that way and look, and like they're waiting for now. I think they can wait, but we still have an urgent hill giant problem to look into.
Agreed. Okay,
Bye-bye,
let's see if we
Bob.
can get this
Thanks
shit
for joining
done.
We'll just go
So
back
you
on.
guys, we'll say
Like
for the
one
sake
up.
of brevity, you all gather up together. Lost and Ash, Desert Storm. Gather up together.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Guru is summoned. Any preparation spells you wish to cast?
Oh yeah, Death Ward on myself, of course.
Roll a d6.
Oh,
Aw,
kill up as
man.
well.
Roll
Oh
2d6.
fuck.
Okay.
So the next one would be disadvantage, wouldn't it?
Okay, so you have to roll 2d6.
Oh,
Kirok.
so I've cast it
Was
twice.
Kirok it again?
It's me, Kirok.
Okay,
And
2d6. Well, basically, you have to roll 12.
who else want to cast it on?
Let's roll 2d6. You have to decide. Firstly, you have to make sure you can actually cast it again. No, sorry,
Right,
you
so-
can. Sorry, you can do
Yeah.
it a third.
So
Sorry,
I can do
yeah,
it a third
yeah,
time
yeah.
and then I roll the
Yeah.
2, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, then you roll the 2d6.
Cast it on Glory.
2d6. Nope.
That's it.
Can I cast it again? So for 8 hours, if any of you are dropped to 0 hit points, instead go to 1. Includes things like, say, Finger of Death, Disintegration Ray.
There's another one for people that want to see it.
Mhm.
Thank
So,
you.
you guys head up together, begin to fly. Top of Huru, and you land yourselves maybe 40 miles west of. If I can properly ascertain the location. So you guys move about 21 or so west, and you eventually find yourself in a spot that, due to your use of the maps of this area, you would know is the Unyat Valley. A valley with a small estuary that is essentially a dry river at this time of year. And in it, flying relatively close, you do see the very familiar forms of 6 giants, large giants in the riverbed. As you move closer, you do see the silhouette of a single person shouting at them from. Whilst there is a horde of dotted creatures of small, which you now discern are goblins, and ogres. River, 2 ogres with weird contraptions on them.
Can't like that.
Mm.
And that
So
Your mic's cutting out again.
don't say
that's
that.
where we're going to end the session.
Oh man.
Take a look at that, and that's where you guys get to call it.
Ooh! Ooh!
We'll say you guys, for the sake of brevity, are, because I know you guys, are over here. North.
I can't zoom out enough.
We still.
You guys wanted a bigger map? You got one.
we
Yeah, I was
still
about to say, this map size is much more to my satisfaction.
Wait, can I run the entire length of the map?
No.
In one
No.
place.
Yeah, but apparently I can shoot from one end to the other.
Yeah, you're fucking bells.
300-foot range.
Currently, you just see one
That's
hobgoblin.
my movement.
Currently, you can see one hobgoblin shouting down towards them in Goblinoid.
So the hobgoblins on the bridge.
Shouting
And they're
down.
all in. And they're all in the riverbed.
Yes.
And
You
they're
can't
coming.
even see them from this position. You could see them as you flew in, but you can't currently.
Well, are we still in the air?
No, you guys have
find out
landed.
next week. We'll find out next. Yeah.
You've landed, but that's where we're going to end it.
Oh boy, well, tune in next week to find out what the hell we do.
The thing that I was expecting them to do, but no, the bastards wanted to go straight for this, rather than trying to save the goddamn town. Thankfully, I put in the mechanic, because as you guys are flying in, you did notice the hill giants seem to have the issue of they can't quite get out of the muddy riverbed, which is about 30 feet high. They're trying to pull themselves out while the hobgoblin is shouting something and pointing towards the side of it, which you see is a very slow descent, which you could very easily walk up, but none of them seem to have noticed. And he seems shouting and pointing at it.
Oh my god.
Try to lead a bunch of hill giants anywhere.
Oh god.
You can lead a hill giant to water, but you can't get it out of the river.
No, completely goddamn mud.
Excellent.
I like
Oh
that.
boy. We'll see you next time, folks.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Don't forget to shop a game key.
Woo!
Yeah, shop at Game Tea.
Candles and t-shirts and stuff.
Check this shit out.
It's amazing.
I am your dungeon master. My creativity is limitless, as is my power.